Hi Year 1, it's Miss Flynn, back to read you another story. I'm sorry that it's been a while since I last read you one, but I'm really excited for you to hear the story I'm about to read because some of you might have heard about it before, either because you've seen the film or because you've read the book, or both. And it's one of my favourite books. It's one of my favourite stories and films. And the reason I picked it is because when I was about your age, maybe a bit older, or maybe my sister was your age, she loved this book and the film, and she used to want to read it or watch it all the time. And so as a family, we really love it, and I still love it. And when I see the film on or I see the book, I still want to read it. And actually, I'm not the best singer, but my two sisters, they know all the words to the songs in this film, and they often, even now, sing them all the time. So when we're together, they're constantly singing the songs. So I'm hoping you're going to like it too. I'll try and show you the pictures. I'm sorry if you don't get to see them as clearly as I would like you to, but they are really lovely pictures, so I'm hoping you get to see them. Okay, so if you haven't guessed what this book is already, and the film, here goes. Ready? It's The Lion King. I'm sure lots of you've seen this film or read the book or heard about it, but if you haven't, we're going to read it together, okay? Now, when I open the book, on the first page, you might be able to see that my sister, there we go, can you see? She wrote her name because she did love this book so much and that she wanted everyone to know that it was her book, it was Raina's book. So it's a cherished, very loved book. All right, and these are some of the characters that you possibly know about already. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll read the pages and then I'll show you some pictures, and we're not going to be able to read it all today, but I'll read a few pages and then the next time I read for you, I'll continue reading this book. All right, here we go. The sun came up over the African plain, hot and brilliant, just as it had done since the beginning of time. But today, the first rays of the morning sun shone down, an astonishing sight. Animals moved in a grand parade across the vast Pride lands. Elephants plodded, antelope ran, giraffes lopped, and cheetahs raced. Ants marched in an orderly line, while flocks of flamingos winged across the sky. They were all travelling to Pride Rock to celebrate the birth of the Lion King's son. If we look at the picture, you can see the beautiful sun and then all these animals, the elephants, giraffes, antelopes, all travelling to meet the new son of the lion. Above the gathering, on a flat-topped rock, Rafiki, the ancient baboon, approached King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi. He cracked open a gourd and, with its juice, made a special mark on the tiny cub's forehead. Then he carried the cub to the edge of the rock. Holding him high, Rafiki proclaimed, so he shouted, he told everyone, "We welcome Simba, our future king, to the circle of life." Cheers rose from the plain as the animals joined in the welcome. So everyone was celebrating and calling and being very happy. Then together they knelt before their new prince. Now you can see Simba's parents and then Rafiki and the new Lion King. And this is Pride Rock. Here, this lovely flat rock. That afternoon, Zazu, the king's advisor, flew to another part of Pride Rock to see Mufasa's brother, Scar. "You'd better have a good excuse for missing this morning's ceremony," said Zazu. "You should have been first in line." "I was first in line for the throne," snarled Scar. "Then that hairball Simba came along and spoilt my chances." Scar began to walk away in disgust. So here, Mufasa the king, this is his brother. And here we have Zazu, who advises the king. So he gives him advice, and it's so the king can go and talk to him and think about ideas. And there they are in a different part of Pride Rock. "Don't turn your back on me, Scar," said Mufasa, appearing suddenly. Scar whirled around. "Maybe you shouldn't turn your back on me, Mufasa," he growled. "Is that a challenge?" asked Mufasa. Scar didn't answer. He just walked away, leaving Zazu and Mufasa troubled and concerned. So there they are. So Mufasa, I think he's quite cross that Scar, his brother, wasn't there at the ceremony to greet and say welcome to his son, Simba. And there's Zazu in the middle thinking, gosh, what's going to happen? So let's find out. The days passed and Simba grew from an infant, so a small lion cub, into a lively, happy cub. One morning, just as the sun was rising, Mufasa took him to the top of Pride Rock. The vast African plains, that's the big African plain, lay before them. "Simba, look," said Mufasa. "Everything the light touches is our kingdom. Someday it will all be yours." "It's enormous, father," said Simba. "Do you think I'll be able to rule it all?" So I think at this point, Simba is a little bit worried that looking at all of the plains, he's thinking to himself, will I be able to rule this just like my dad? And this is what Mufasa says. "Yes," said Mufasa, "as long as you remember that everything you see exists together in a delicate balance, a great circle of life. As the king, you will have to take your place in the circle and help to preserve that balance." So that means as king, you need to make sure that everything works together, everything is safe, everything doesn't fall apart, and that it is balanced, so it doesn't tip in one way or another. It's nice and balanced. "Father," said Simba, looking out towards the horizon, "what's that shadowy place out there?" Mufasa turned to his son. "That is beyond our borders," he said. "You must never go there." And there they both are. So they're sitting on Pride Rock. You've got Mufasa and Simba both together. Just then, Zazu arrived. "Sire," he said, "hyenas have crossed the Pride Lands." Quickly, the king ordered Zazu to take Simba back home. "Oh, please let me come with you, father," Simba begged. "No," said Mufasa, "it's too dangerous." And he rushed away. And there you can see Zazu, who arrives telling Mufasa, and he runs away. Simba looks at his dad, wanting to go with him. A short time later, Simba was scrambling up Pride Rock when he met Scar, who was sunning himself on a ledge. "Uncle Scar, guess what?" said Simba. "I'm going to be king one day, and father's just shown me the whole kingdom." "Really?" said Scar. A nasty plan began to take shape in his mind. "Did he show you what's beyond the northern border?" "No," Simba admitted sadly. "He said I must never go there." "And he's absolutely right," Scar declared. "Only the bravest lions go there. An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince." "Whoa," thought Simba. "So that's what's out there. That sounds interesting." And there you can see Simba and his uncle Scar having this conversation. "Do me a favour," said Scar. "Promise me you'll never visit that dreadful place." And grinning slyly, he sloped off, so he kind of went away. Simba stared at the distant spot on the horizon. He didn't realise that Scar had cleverly set a trap to rid him of the future king. So it sounds like Scar, Simba's uncle, was trying to create a plan of somehow making sure that Mufasa couldn't be king anymore, and that he would be king. So I wonder what he's going to do. Maybe some of you know already. Simba knew that he shouldn't disobey his father, but Uncle Scar had said that only the bravest lions ventured into the elephant graveyard, and wouldn't the king be proud of such a brave cub? So Simba's thinking to himself that I know what Dad told me, but I want to make him proud, so maybe I should listen to Uncle Scar.